Welcome to the pre-trip interview with head coach Al Gibbons of the women's volleyball team here at Westminster College as they're getting ready to hit the road for 4 straight games after playing 3 straight home games, going 1-2 here at home. But a big relief, I think, beating a good team over the weekend to kind of snap the way you guys have been playing recently. Just how does it feel to get that big win, to going on the road trip now?
It gives you some momentum going into the week. I thought we played well all 3 matches. We just happened to play 2 teams that were pretty hot and playing really, really well. Thought on Tuesday night we played well against Dixie. And then I thought we played really well against a Metro team that is really peaking at the right time. In fact, they went down and beat Dixie 3-0, and their scores were similar to our scores. So, and then Saturday we hosted Chadron, and I thought our team really responded well and executed the game plan almost to a T. So definitely gives us a little momentum headed out to Gunnison. We play Western State on Friday, and then Mesa, Colorado Mesa on Saturday.
So the 2 teams you're playing, obviously we're in the part of the year where you're playing teams again. Last time you played Western State, I was looking at the box scores, and if you look at just the box scores, it's almost like Western State outplayed you on the numbers, but you guys were able to get the victory in 4 sets. What do you think needs to change in the next time you play them?
Well, I thought we played, when we started the match against Western, I thought we started a little slow and dug ourselves into a hole, and actually they won the first set pretty handedly and then had us 23-20 in the second set before our team really started to shift gears. And but from a offensive standpoint and a defensive standpoint, I think we've been starting faster the last couple of weeks, so I'm anticipating that we would do the same thing, David. The biggest thing is we're getting our middles more involved in our offense, and that's opening up our pin hitters. Sid had a monster match, a career PR on Saturday against Chadron State, 20 kills, hit 580. Both Taylor Harvey and Sid Simmons have been playing really well the last 4 or 5 matches, so I would anticipate that would continue, which will again open up our pins so that they're not constantly hitting against forehands. And so that's our goal going into the weekend, is continue to build upon the things that we did well, continue to work on the things that were breaking down for us.
And then after that, you play Colorado Mesa, who beat you guys 3-0, and that was here at home as well. Obviously, going to the road's a little bit different environment for no matter what sport you're going to be playing, but falling 3-0 here at home against Colorado Mesa, what do you think you have to change against? That's a good team.
Well, first of all, yeah, they're in second place in the conference. They've only lost 1 match, and that was to Dixie.
Yep.
And the biggest thing, and it's also their senior night. It's their sort of their homecoming, and they're really good at home. But I think we can compete better than what we did against them here, and just like the Colorado Mines, we're competing point for point until it gets into 13-14 range, and then teams are making a little run on us. So I think if we can eliminate those late set runs, then it keeps us in the fight, and then it's just a matter of who can close out.
And with you guys, 4 straight road games now, before you come back and finish up the season here with 2 games and go out to Dixie for your final game, just how important is it for you to just go 2-2 with how close the standings are in the next 4 games?
Well, I think our first order of perspective, or our first priority, and we're not looking past Western. We just want to make sure you can't ever sweep on the road if you don't get the first one. So that's our main objective right now. Is we've been prepping and preparing for Western. Focus on them. Saturday's going to take care of itself. We'll do our game. Obviously, the coaches have been game planning, but the players right now are not thinking past Western. And then on Saturday, we'll shift our focus to Mesa. We're not thinking about the week after that we go on the road again. We're just trying to take it match by match and keep our focus on what we can do to be successful in that one, and then change the focus to the next opponent. I think anytime you go on the road, you have to be 5 points better in every set, because you don't want it to come down to one call, a linesman or a call that could be questionable, to make the difference in the set. So, and our players understand that. We've been on the road a couple times already this year, several times actually, but so they understand what they need to do, and I would expect that our team would prepare with that mindset.
Taking it one game at a time as you guys are looking up at the standings, trying to get your way into the RMAC conference tournament, which would be for the first time as it's officially Division II season for you guys here at Westminster. How important is it, or how great of a goal would it be to make the conference tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got preseason picks to finish 12th, and right now we're tied for 8th. Two of the teams that we're tied with, we beat head-to-head. So obviously there's still teams on our schedule that we're competing for that last spot, and we need to head-to-head, we need to make sure we take care of our business. I think it's going to take 3, maybe 4 wins out of our last 7 to get to the tournament. Because you don't want to be tied with someone that maybe has a tiebreaker over you. But for sure, our goal is to finish higher than what we were picked to finish, and we want to make the conference tournament, no matter what the seed is, because that would be a step forward, and it would give our returning players a taste of what that feels like, so that they know how to prepare for the following year as well.
And it's a young team you guys got. This is a great building block, I would think, looking for the future, especially if you guys can end the season the right way, as you're describing right there.
Sure. Yeah.
How do you think that could impact the future of this program if you guys do end up winning, 3 of the last 7?
Well, obviously, that would put us in a position to hopefully qualify for the conference tournament, and it would give, like I said, our players a taste of what that feels like. And it's sort of that works as a springboard into the spring and preparing for the following year as we get ready. We got 3 seniors on the team. 1 plays quite a bit, and 2 are great team members and great individuals in our program, very team-oriented, don't play quite as much. So with that said, the bulk of the experience will be returning, so that's encouraging. But we don't want to look to next year. We want to be able to accomplish the goals that we set for this season.
Right. I want to talk about one more thing. Is that you've always told me the strength of the team is the team. Where did that quote come from for the season?
Well, it's Kipling. It's that the law of the jungle, and it deals with the strength of the wolf is the pack, and the strength of the pack is the wolf. Yep. And so that's just a poem or that's in there, and that's true of any team sport. You can have great individuals, but if you don't play well as a team, just look at some of our professional sports and some of the issues they have with.
Yep.
Anytime you get individualistic, nothing good comes from that. And so getting our players to understand that, hey, the more I work to serve the team, the better the team becomes. And the players don't, the team doesn't exist for the players. The players exist for the team.
Yep.
And so we have to keep it in that mindset. And then also just to develop a mentality of servitude. I want to serve my team. I want to make, when I'm out on the court, I want to make the people around me better by making sure that I have their back and that I'm working hard to make them look good. And if we do that, then that player that has that mindset, they end up being really good. Because they're not thinking about themselves. They're thinking about how do I make my team better.
Yeah, and that's a great quote. You've been saying it all year long, and I think you make that message to your team all season long. And I think you've seen the development of with this team. You were talking about being voted 12th in the conference, and you guys have exceeded that so far. I mean, a lot of people, I don't want to use the word doubt, but just weren't sure how you guys were going to fare in the first year in D2.
Yeah, and I think each year we've been preseason picked pretty low, and we've finished higher than that. Last year we were picked probably right about the same place, and we finished tied for 9th. So I think finishing above that would be progress. And then our goal, obviously, going forward would be to build upon this season, particularly if we make the conference tournament. And then you retool and you re-goal and you say, okay, hey, we finished 8th. Now let's shoot for 4th. and so that there's constantly growth, and you're making progress within the. We'll return 5. We got 5 juniors on this team that play quite a bit, and they'll all be back the following year. So, but like I said, we got unfinished business, and we have goals that we want to accomplish this year. So we're not good enough to look too far ahead. So right now, our focus is Western State.
Yeah, you're coming up Western State this week in Colorado Mesa, back-to-back road games. Then you'll come back home, practice, and go back on the road again. So 4 straight road games coming up. It's going to be very tough for the Westminster Griffins, but head coach Al Givens seems like he has his team prepared for this 4-game road trip. As we'll talk to him when he comes back next week right here on the pre-trip show. For Al Givens, I'm David Vito. Thank you guys for stopping by and tuning in, and we'll talk to Coach very soon.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.